Hello students, I am Mr. Rohan Sugle, and we know that in previous lecture we have studied basic things related to the C programming like data types, variables, keywords. Again we have also studied the if else, nested if else, ladder if else statements. Now here in this video lecture we are going to study loop system which are available in C programming. We know that C is a procedure oriented programming. It means that the statement in the program are executed one after another. The way we write the program accordingly, step by step, the C program will get executed, or the statements in C program will get executed. But suppose there is some situation where we want to print or where we want to execute the same code again and again. Like let's consider one simple example. Now I want to print my name one time. What I will do, I will simply write printf, and in round bracket I will write my name which is in double quotes. What it will do, it will simply print my name, that is I will write printf in double quotes, I will write in round bracket double quotes, I will write Rohan. What it will print? It will print Rohan one time. But now suppose I want to print the same name Rohan 100 times. What I will do? Okay, I have to write the printf Rohan, that statement 100 times. Right? That is I am writing the same code again and again. So here my code is repeated. Right? Printf Rohan, printf Rohan, printf Rohan. That statement is repeated 100 times. So here, such situations occur where we want to repeat the statements again and again. So to avoid this, to avoid this repetition of code again and again, what C has provided? C has provided a loop system. So basically, loop system is used to avoid the repetition of code. And in C, we have three basic types of loops. That is, first one is for loop, then while loop and do while loop. So here these loops are also divided into two types, that is entry controlled loop and exit controlled loop. If we check the condition while entering into the loop, then it is called as entry controlled loop. While if the condition is checked while exiting from the loop, then it is called as exit controlled loop. In this case, for loop and while loop are entry controlled loop, where the do while loop is exit controlled loop. So in the loop system, that statements whatever we want to execute multiple time, or whatever we want to, the statements whatever we want to repeat again and again, that statements will get executed till the condition is true. And once the condition becomes false, our for loop our loop will get terminated. Okay, as we study loop system in detail, you will come to know how this loop system will works. So here I have shown general flow chart for the loop system. Here this is the entry point where control comes or control enters into the loop system. So once it enters into the loop system, it checks the condition. As condition has two sides, either condition is true or false. So if condition is true, then let's look at this arrow or look at this flow. Once the condition is true, your control will go towards the conditional code. Or you can also say that the statements which are written under that loop system, that statements will get executed when your condition is true. So after execution of that statements, your again control will come towards the, so look at this flow, again it will come towards the condition, and again it will check the condition. So again, if condition is true, the same process will go on repeating till your condition is true. Once the condition becomes false, your control will move outside the loop system. So here I have written the same. A loop statement allow us to execute a statements multiple time till condition is true, and once the condition becomes false, the loop terminates. Okay, so same I have explained this. I have explained the same with the help of flowchart. Okay, now let's study these basic loops one by one. So in this video lecture, we are going to study for loop system, and in the next lecture, we are going to study while loop and do while loop. So let's start with the for loop. Basically, in C programming, we have to follow some syntax. So here for loop also we are having one syntax, that is for. Then in opening closing round bracket I have written initialization, then semicolon, then condition, semicolon, then increment or decrement, and after that in opening closing curly bracket I have written the statements that are to be executed when the condition is true, right? So remember that C is a case sensitive language, and while writing the any variables or any statement, we have to make sure that we have written that statement in proper case. So for this for, we have to write the for in small case. Then here initialization, semicolon, condition, then semicolon, increment or decrement. Remember that in for loop, if you forget, you can skip initialization, you can skip condition, or you can skip increment or decrement, but you have to write two semicolons. So semicolons are must in for loop. Okay, so this is a syntax. So now let's discuss how this for loop executes with the help of this flowchart. So just go through the flowchart. Okay, so here once the control will enter into the for loop, first initialization takes place. So this is the initialization. So first initialization takes place, and after initialization, your control will check the condition. Okay, condition has two sides, either true or false. So if your condition becomes true, your control will come inside the for loop. So first initialization, then condition, then control enters into the for loop. It will execute the statements written in the for loop. Okay, single statement may be there or multiple statements are there. That statements will get executed, and after execution of all the statements written in the for loop, your control will jump towards the increment or decrement, or it moves towards the increment or decrement. This increment or decrement depends on the problem statement. According to the problem statement, you can increase or decrease the value of the variables. So here increment or decrement takes place, and after increment or decrement, your control will move towards the condition. So again it will check the condition. Again, if condition is true, it will execute the statements, and after execution of statement, it will go to the increment or decrement. According to the increment decrement, value will get increased or decreased, and again it will go for condition. So this loop will go on continuing till your condition is true. So this is a loop. So this particular loop will go on continuing till condition is true, and once the condition becomes false, your control will come outside the loop system, and it will execute the statements written after the for loop. So this is a basic working of the for loop, syntax and flowchart of the for loop. I hope you understand this syntax and flowchart. So let's discuss one example. So here I have written the same. First initialization takes place, then condition gets checked. If the condition is true, then statement part is executed, and then iteration process will go on continuing. And then if condition is false, then your control will come outside the for loop. And after execution of statement, control goes to the increment or decrement, and after increment and decrement, it goes back to the condition, and the same process will go on continuing till condition is true. Okay, so let's discuss one example, so you will come to know how this for loop will get executed. So here we have to print, suppose we have one program to print numbers from 1 to 5 using for loop. So for this I have written this program. So this is a program, hash include stdio.h. Here I have included one header file stdio.h. So this header file is required for printf function. So for that we have included that header file. So we have already studied why we require the header files, what is syntax for header file in previous lecture. So after including the header file, as I said in previous lecture, C program must have one function, that is main function. So your execution always start with the main function. So here is the main function, void main, and opening closing round bracket. Here I have after opening closing round bracket I have written opening curly bracket, and at the end I have written the closing curly bracket, which are highlighted with the red color. This is starting and this one is closing of the main function. Then in that opening closing of main function we have to write our program. So here let's see what I have written. Int I. So I is a variable, and before using any variable we have to declare that variable, and int I is a declaration of variable. After declaration of variable we can use that variable. So here I is a variable of integer type. Integer is a data type of this variable I. So, and after this statement I have ended this statement with the help of semicolon. In C, each and every statement must end with semicolon. Remember that. In C, each and every statement must end with semicolon. So after that I have written the for loop. Let's see how this for loop will get executed. I have explained this with the same with the help of this table. So simultaneously I will going to explain this same. So first for, then in previous we have already seen first initialization, then condition, then increment and decrement, increment or decrement. So here first initialization is there, I is equals to 1. I have initialized the value of I to the 1. So here I becomes 1. Then condition, then semicolon is there, and after semicolon I have written the condition I is less than 6. As we have to travel from 1 to 5, so value of I should vary from 1 to 5. It should not extend above the 5. So that I have written the condition I is less than 6. You can also write I is less than equals to 5. It is also fine. But here I have written I is less than 6. So your value of I will increase from 1 to 5, that is less than 6. Then next I plus plus I have written. So here I have to increase the value from 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3. So I have to increase the value. So I have used increment operator. If you want to decrease the value from 5 to 1, then you can use decrement operators. But here in this case I have to increase the value. So I have used increment operator, that is I plus plus. So as I said, I have initialized the value of I to the 1. So after initialization your control will move towards the condition. So it will check the condition. So here look at this. Here it will check the condition. So value of I is 1. 1 is less than 6. Yes, it is less than 6. So condition is true. If condition is true, your control will come inside the for loop and it will execute the statement written in the for loop. So here I have just simply printed the value of I, that is 1. So it will print the value of I 1. After that, it will, after the execution of all the statement written in the for loop, it will move towards the, okay, after the execution of all the statement, it will move towards the increment or decrement operator. Okay, so here increment operator is there. So after the execution of this printf, it will move towards the increment operator. It will increase the value of I by 1. So here I becomes 2. So in the table, third column, first row, the value of I becomes 2. Here this is the output and this is the value of I after increment. So value of I becomes 2. Then it will go again after increment, it will go for condition. So here in this case, first column, look at the first column, second row, it will check the condition, that is 2 is less than 6. As I have increased the value of I by 1, I becomes 2. So it will check the condition I is less than 6, that is 2 is less than 6. Yes, 2 is less than 6. So condition is true. Your control will come inside the for loop. It will print the value of I, that is 2. So we will get output 2. Then after printing the value 2, it will go for increment. It will increase the value of I by 1. I becomes 3. After that, it will check the condition 3 is less than 6. Yes, it is less than 6. It will print the value of I, that is 3. Then it will go for increment. It will increase the value of I by 1. I become 4. Then it will check the condition 4 is less than 6. Yes, it is less than 6. Then it will print the value of I, that is 4. Then it will increase the value of I by 1. I becomes 5. After increment, again it will check the condition. I is less than 6, that is 5 is less than 6. Yes, it is less than 6. So condition is true. Your control will come inside for loop. It will print the value of I, that is 5. And after printing the value, it will it will go for increment operator. It will increase the value of I by 1. So your I was initially 5. Now it become 6. Now again after increasing the value of I, it will go for the condition, and here now in this case the condition becomes 6 less than 6. Whether 6 is less than 6? No, 6 is not less than 6. So condition become false. So once the condition become false, your control will come outside the for loop. So after the for loop, I have written nothing. So it will not execute anything, and it will simply terminate the program. So once after terminating the program, we get the output 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so this is a simple program. I have tried to explain in a simple manner. Okay, so this is a simple for loop. So what we have studied? So in this lecture we have studied that is to avoid the repetition of code, we use the loop system. Basically 3 types of loops are there. For loop, while loop, do while loop. For loop and while loop are entry controlled loop, where do while is exit controlled loop. So loop will go on continuing till condition is true, and once condition become false, your loop will get executed or your loop will get terminated. So this is a flowchart for the general loop system. And this is a for loop. This one is a simple syntax for loop. Then this is a flowchart. Okay, the first initialization takes place. Then after initialization, it will check the condition. If condition is true, it will execute all the statements written in the loop system. And after that, it will go for increment or decrement. And after increment or decrement, it will go for condition. If condition is true, so again it will execute the statement, and process will go on continuing till condition is true. So one condition become false, your loop will get terminated, and it will execute the statements written after the loop system. Okay, so here this is a simple program to print number from 1 to 5. As I said, for is a entry controlled loop, because before entering into the for loop, so your for loop start from here. So before entering into the for loop, it will check the condition. So your first condition is checked. If condition is true, then your control will enter into the for loop. So condition is checked before entering into the for loop. That's why the for loop is called as entry controlled loop. Okay. So this is about the for loop. So in the next lecture, we will study while loop and do while loop. I hope you understand the concept of for loop. Okay, thank you.